All right, guys, Nolar here and Gale Riot here. We got some breaking news. Ultimate Ninja Blazing is shutting down. Look, this we were literally on a stream, and then someone said it in chat. We were like, "You must be joking," because that's the meme of the world that Blazing shutting down. But coming straight out of Nordax here on Twitter, he put this announcement out there. Probably looks like it's coming from in-game. Yep. Important, Ultimate Ninja Blazing is shutting down. We regret to announce the closure of Ultimate Ninja Blazing. Thank you for all your support. We hope you enjoyed playing. We will keeping the servers open until, what is that, February 9th? Tuesday at 7. I don't know what time zone that is, so please continue to enjoy it until the very end. All items can be used until the last day, so if you have any items left or Ninja Pearls in your account, please use them before then. But also from today, we're disabling the purchase of Ninja Pearls, so this is what's going on. Quick reactions, Gale. What do you think?
I thought, initially it was a joke. Obviously, as you mentioned, we were all in stream for the 5-9 channel, and we were like, okay, it's nothing, like, it's probably the usual, like, meme and stuff. I typed it in Twitter, just put in Blazing, saw Nordax's tweet, and I was like, no effing way, kind of. That was my first reaction. I was like, you know how a game is doing bad, but you don't ever see it shutting down when it's obviously something like Blazing, something that's been around for nearly like 4 or 5 years. I'm just baffled. I'm still baffled. I thought they would have had a chance to come back. People were saying, give it some more time, and but everything was pointing towards it going down, and especially because there were like 3 different Naruto gacha games, it was inevitable. But it's still a surprise nonetheless to see Blazing go down first out of all 3 gachas, to be honest.
I mean, if anyone predicted that Blazing would go down before Dokkan did, there would have been like, you're crazy, because at the time when I was playing Dokkan, Global Dokkan, back in 2016, a lot of people had quit and went to Blazing. Like, oh, this is the superior game, better IP, yada yada yada, and look at where we're at now. But just to get back on topic, I mean, you played it, right?
Yeah. I've played it. I think I started playing it in 2017, stopped it in 2018, and then I picked it up back in 2019 again, and played it through a bit of 2019 and a bit of 2020, and then I just stopped it. I think around the Legends anniversary, I was like, you know what, one gacha has to go. Sorry, Blazing, you gotta go.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
this is ridiculous. Just the amount of just everyone knew the game wasn't doing well, right? And I only played at the beginning for like 3-4 weeks, I think. Wailed hard, then stop. Typical things I do. But the biggest thing was that I was talking to, I think, Nagato and some other former Blazing players. It's just like, look, man, there's no new content. It's just reruns, no refreshes on missions or anything like that. It just was like dead, more or less dead.
Yeah.
I don't have it here, but we were looking up the Sensor Tower. In November alone, they made 100,000 in all of November for the global server, which is not a good look, because usually you want, obviously more, but for a game that long with that longevity, that just was not a good sign at all. So yeah, Blazing, look, Naruto is such a big IP. They need to get it right. This had fallen off. They have, what are the other ones? Naruto Boruto Voltage, is that the other one?
Yes, Voltage is the other one, Ninja Voltage, and the other one is Ninja Tribes, of course.
Right. I don't know how those are doing. The thing is that I don't hear much buzz about it, so I generally have a pulse on the gacha stuff, but right now I don't hear a lot of people, singing praises on either of those, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. The other thing we can talk about real quick is just another game shut down by Bandai Namco, right? So, like, this is bad. Like, they've shut down a lot of games.
Yeah.
And they don't really have a lot of successes, right?
Yeah, I think it's also because, like, I've been talking about this quite a bit on my own streams, and it's because I feel the gacha industry as a whole at this point, especially this year, and especially in the upcoming next year as well, you look at the releases, we've had so many new releases. The competition has become super cutthroat. You know, you've had
Yep.
Genshin, Monster Strike's been on the rise. They've had that baseball game by Konami, which I don't know if it's actually a gacha or just a normal game, but it's still taking up a chunk of the revenue in Japan, especially. But Genshin especially, and then you've got the MHA game coming out next year, which is also by Bandai. You've got the Demon Slayer game coming out next year. You've got so many of these gachas just coming out and they're pumping it out. I feel it's obviously taking a chunk of money, but if you don't do well enough in the industry, you gotta go, kind of thing. And I think Bandai is exactly doing that. I think, you know, they were cutting their losses. Having 3 Naruto gachas as well was always a bad idea, especially when their gameplay, well, not necessarily gameplay, but their game styles are so similar. You know, there's a distinction between Dokkan and Legends, where one is a strictly PvE game, one is strictly a more PvP orientated game, whereas more of all of the Naruto games were similar at their core, you know.
Right.
So it definitely didn't help the case, in my opinion. It's just, I think it's just bad decisions by whoever decided to make these Naruto gachas in general. I just don't think they made a good plan out for like how they wanted to operate. Like, if they had gone maybe down the Dokkan and Legends route, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe if they just made Blazing a strictly PvE game and improved the PvE content and then made a separate PvP gacha,
Right.
this probably wouldn't have happened, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, from the moment that I started playing the game, I thought it was interesting. The way the gameplay itself was pretty cool. The fact that you get to play with your friends and whatnot. I mean, I held on for like 3-4 weeks, but I'm not totally vested into the Naruto IP, so you know, you kind of lost me there. But I have to agree with you. 2020 has been the year of like mediocre gachas shutting down. I mean, at the end of the year, this is the December right now of this recording. All the companies have to take a look at their portfolio and see what's performing and what's not performing, cut their losses and start brand new. It kind of falls in line with the New Year spirit, from at least from the JP companies, where, hey, new year, new beginning, let's start brand new, and hopefully we can find success in something. So you see a lot of gacha games, some we talked about with Nexon and other publishers, they're just strictly shutting down all in November. So this doesn't surprise me in terms of the timing, where they're announcing it now so that they get their players to go ahead and just get ready and whatnot. The one thing I'm curious to see is that, like, they disabled the purchases of Ninja Pearls. There's some other games where they just shower you with currency, even though they know the game is shutting down in February. They just give you all the Ninja Pearls in this case, so you can just summon all you want. Like, have the free-to-play player feel like a whale, right? So, is that something they're gonna do, or this is strictly like, yeah, that's it, guys, we're done?
I think they will. I think this is obviously just to get people prepared and, you know, give the notice that, all right, we're kind of, you know, calling it a day here, kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised, and I hope, you know, they do something in the next month or two, you know, like how Buchigiri match kind of did, like the whole, oh, we'll throw everything at you guys, drop UI Goku and all of these things kind of thing. And they could easily do the same, you know, drop a very hype like Naruto and Sasuke just to kind of like a final send off. I know people are already tired of seeing Naruto and Sasuke anyways in Blazing, because that's all they get. But, you know, but dropping units anyways, like special units to call it, and obviously giving out these currencies, I think that's the best way to go out for them. Go with the great, you know, at least if they can go out with the dignity they had at the start of the game and when everybody was hyped for it, at least that'll be something, I suppose, you know?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, I'm sure everyone's tired of seeing the same units over and over again, but if this is the final send-off, then why not do it? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a good idea. We'll see if they'll implement that. I guess the next question is, will we get another Naruto gacha? I mean, we've already got 2, like you mentioned. Will they make a 3rd one? Will they differentiate it enough to get a distinct player base? Like, I'm not sure. Like, what if let's just talk, kind of in the hypotheticals here. What kind of Naruto gacha game would you like to see?
It's hard, because I think a turn-based RPG would not go amiss. I think that would be fantastic. You know, have like a unit with like maybe 3 jutsus and like a special jutsu. I wouldn't mind that. I'm a big fan of turn-based RPGs. It's easy, it's straightforward, it's simple, pick up and play as well, somewhat in a form of fashion. As long as they don't add some form of like PvP to it, maybe. I think the main thing they need to try and figure out is start off a Naruto gacha which has that pick up and play ability. You know, something like how We spoke about Star Smash. You know, that's a very good pick up and play game. Dokkan, Fgo, these are pick up and play games. Naruto felt slow, sluggish at times, and going between menus and doing all of the stuff in there didn't feel very simple and fluid, you know. And that's one credit I'll give to like Dokkan and Fgo. Their stuff is always fluid and like you can easily get done immediately when just log in, hop off if you need to, take 15-20 minutes to do your dailies, and then hop off if you really need to.
Right.
I think if they have to do a new gacha, I think that's something they need to target, is making sure that players are easily able to jump in, do what they need to do, and then hop off. I think that's the biggest thing when you're making a mobile game, especially, is something they need to target. Apart from that, I think they just need to focus on making sure they innovate more than anything. They can't have another situation of where like we said, you know, with Blazing, they just started redoing events and they just couldn't think of anything to save it. And I think whatever the division is for the Naruto side of the games, they need to, you know, figure out something in terms of innovating more than just redoing stuff again.
Yeah, look, turn-based gachas, there's a ton of them. It's the safest bet. That would get them at least on the like starting floor. But I mean, there's a lot of innovative things they could probably do. However, they haven't had much success with it. So, you know, like I see your point, and I agree with you. I think a turn-based gacha would be easy. It would be pretty simple for them to just implement that and just get the player base starting. But is that going to be enough to keep them relevant in, you know, the whole competitive JP gacha sphere? I don't know. But
it depends, because I feel like, you know, the Naruto IP is still like, obviously
it is big.
We know how it is it's one of the big three, obviously, like One Piece Treasure Cruise and whatnot. And if you look at One Piece Treasure Cruise, that's an example of a game that turned around its fortunes, albeit it took Dokkan's director from it for it, you know. That's how they managed to improve it, but they still figured out a way to improve the game. Naruto can easily do the same. They just need a good person at the helm, I think, and then, you know, the people working on it, if they're good people, that's how it works. You just need good people at the helm to kind of get it going, you know. So it's a matter of just trying to get the right people in the right places, basically.
Yeah, so with that said, we kind of speculated on what we could see for the future, but right now, RIP, rest in peace, all the Naruto Blazing players. You know, log in, you know, check it out again, get your final last look. Hopefully, like we mentioned, they'll do some of their, you know, they'll give some welcome feedback back to the players and say, hey, look, here's a bunch of ninja pearls. Go start summoning. Go ham on it. You know, pull those 5, 6, 7 stars. I don't even remember what the qualities of the games are here, but nonetheless, anything else you want to say before we sign off here?
No, it's disappointing to see a gacha go down. This is, I think, the first proper gacha that I've known and, you know, actually played for a duration that's shutting down. So it's kind of a weird feeling. You don't think it would happen, but it's happened, kind of. But oh well, you know, it happens. You know, that's the way the business works, unfortunately. Hopefully this means, you know, maybe in the future we'll get something. I think what they personally need to do, honestly, is probably shut down Voltage as well. And I know that's a bit harsh, but I know how Voltage works, and I don't think it would be great having two different Naruto IPs going on at the same time. So I think if they shut down Voltage as well and then just start afresh, keep Ninja Tribes alive, I think that's doing its own thing. From what I've heard, it's doing all right. The player base is pretty strong. The hardcore player base is pretty strong there, and they're still happy with the game. But if they shut down Voltage, get a good set of people working on like just one Naruto gacha, it's possible down the line maybe we could see something new. But for now, it's disappointing, but unfortunately not surprising.
Yeah, and with that said, guys, you guys let us know. Were you Naruto Blazing players? Did you start, quit, come back, anything like that? Let us know your thoughts on this other gacha that's shutting down. I mean, 2020 hasn't been kind to, well, the world for us, and then also for the world of gachas. A lot of games are shut down this year, so this one bites the dust. So on behalf of myself and Gail here, thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate it. We'll catch you later. We're out.